Hi, I'm Graham Jones and welcome to Base Camp Bravo. How you going today? This is a new channel and series, so I require some support. Either like, subscribe, put down in the comments what you think. It can only get better through creative criticism, I guess. We have a World at War is our Facebook page. Check that out. Like, subscribe, join, whatever. The community. It's a community-based page, so anyone can upload anything on the World at War. It's Base Camp Bravo and World at War. Anything to do with reenacting, camping, outdoors activities such as motorbikes, fishing, from camping to survival to militarial stuff to civilian stuff, anything and anything. You'll see I'm dressed in a pair of shorts and t-shirts, so there'll be hints and tips on what to wear. And like this tropical heat here, I'm in an Australian FOB tent, quarter, set up in the backyard. It's muggy, humidity is in the 70s at this present time, so from what I just read, you know, I'm dressed light and cool for the temperatures and that. So hints and tips in survival, what to wear, how to carry equipment, that sort of stuff, what to buy, when to buy, how to buy, where to go. The cameras I'm using is only in the DSL at the moment, and the next couple of months I'll be getting other cameras and doing that sort of stuff. I'll be learning how to do cameraing. So bear with me in the cameramanship, bear with me with the different cameras that I'm going to try and use and see if they're any good, see, you know, just what I can get on the market today, that sort of thing. So just bear with all that. I'm new to the software and that. I'm still trying to learn how to use the editing software and that sort of thing, as you'll probably see if you do go to World of War on Facebook. So bear with me. This one here is more of an introduction. Episode 1 of Base Camp Bravo is the very pretty much the introduction, not only to the kit that I use at the moment, to introducing myself over the next couple of episodes, my experiences, that sort of thing, to testing out new equipment and that, gear reviews, what do I think about this, that and the other. Bear with it because it's my opinion. You might have some other opinion, and that's fine, fair enough. We shouldn't argue over having a difference of an opinion when it comes to a different kit and that sort of thing. We should just accept that we're different and move on like an adult should. Yeah, welcome to Base Camp Bravo. This can only get bigger and better. Enjoy your day, get out there and have some fun. Okay, so this is some introductions to the kit that I've been using over the last couple of weeks, and you'll see in the camp videos I'll be doing a camp with this system here and a camp with this system here. But just a little bit of an interesting fact, this here is the Australian cookies pack that I was issued when I was in the military. They don't use them anymore. They actually use the Mark V Ellis pack. This is an older model. I use for my US Marine Recon Marine from the late 80s, early 90s. They used a very similar pack to that, with the middle Ellis pack frame and that. This actually had the plastic one that I now use with one of these. I never used a frame until I got this frame, and I'm actually enjoying it, and I'm keeping it on this pack, and I decided to get the metal frame for that one because that can go with my Recon Marine stuff that I'm doing from World War I to modern day. Anyway, back to this pack. This pack has been around in Australia, Defence Force, for eons. It started off with this pack here from late Korea to Vietnam, and went to this pack here. Now there's a pack in between this one and this one. the difference between this one is these have pockets here. I keep my M85 NATO Osprey water bowls in these pouches here, and carry 1, 2, 3 water bottles on the outside. So this has 2 pouches here. Where these pouches were actually webbing straps like that, and same with the top. The top remains very similar to the original style pack. Most of the water bottle carrying capacity was actually so you could strap it on, that sort of thing. So I don't have that pack at the moment. I do displays of kit, camping kit, that sort of thing, in the Burdekin. I'm from North Queensland. And I am interested in getting the pack between these two for doing my Australian Defence Force part of that display, which I display from America, Britain, Australia, ancient Roman stuff to, you know, all right up through to modern combat stuff from all different countries, from Germany, all that sort of stuff. So you'll see a lot of different military kit over the next couple of months or years of this channel going. One thing I'd like to introduce is this pack here. This is the Mark V Ellis pack. It's a very big pack. The pack is rated to 100 litres with 2 side pouches that zip on here. Now, I got this pack second hand, and I've only got one of the pouches for the sides, so I don't actually overbalance my pack. And here's a big hint and tip. Sorry for the cameraman. Please bear with it. If you don't have a balanced pack, either things are pulling you that way, that way, that way, or pushing you that way, you're going to hurt yourself. Right? So make sure you balance your pack and you load in your pack completely before going on a hike. Otherwise you can break your back. Literally, you can do discs and all that sort of stuff. It's not nice stuff. Anyway, so because I've only got one pouch, I don't use the pouches. I only use the pack as it is, and it's about an 80 litre capacity, minusing 10 litres per pouch. This big pocket here, I keep my med kit in, so it's easy accessible. That's the top flap. Then inside here we've got one massive compartment, and then one small, one big, one small, one small, one big, one small. Now I keep 1 litre water bowls in here, and I put my fart sack. For anyone that doesn't know military lingo, a fart sack is a sleeping bag, in the pouch here. And because I use a jungle hammock, or I use a hiking tent with this pack here, I take a hoochie, or a basher, I think it's called in the English language, or from Pommyland. A basher goes in there for an eating area, sitting area. Everything else I fit in here, being clothing, food, and all the extra bits and bobs. Now, this has a radio pack pouch in the back. It's quite large, and it fits 2 2-litre water bowls in there, and that's what I carry in there. So I can pack out this kit with 2 camel packs, and 8 litres of water that I carry in the pack. That brings it up to 14 litres of water a day. And in this dry tropical heat with the humidity drawing out the sweat, and that's what you need, extra water capacity. Now that's my heaviest pack that I've got. I am looking at getting a civilian pack and trialling a civilian pack, and I haven't made my mind up on which one I'm doing yet. I've found a couple of nice packs from different places and different companies, but that's my heaviest pack I own. I've got a British late 80s, early 90s rucksack. I've got the M85, M58, sorry, webbing set with pack as well, from the British Royal Marine Commandos, or the British Military Defence Force. I've got a German 45 litre Commandos Flakton pack as well, which is my ultralight pack. So I'm going to try a civilian ultralight pack, carrying all the stuff I'd normally carry in my military one, and then I'm going to have a civilian pack carrying everything I'd normally carry in that one, and then do a review of which one would I buy. Anyway, I've used this sort of pack and these packs here since I was a kid growing up. This is the webbing I used when I was in the Australian Defence Force. I've got it in the LSW, or light support weapon configuration, with 2 mini-mite pouches. Usually I'd carry 1 mini-mite pouch on the right side in standard configuration, and 2 stire pouches here. Stire pouches are these ones. But this is all old kit now. This is old 90s, 2000s kit. They don't issue this sort of stuff now. They issue packs like that and other webbing, which is cool. Anyway, so I've rambled on a bit, introducing just these very quickly. I carry a small fishing tackle and hand line all the time. You never know when you're going to find the need to go fishing. I've now recently started using stuff sacks. When I put everything in this pack here, you need the stuff sacks, and I think it's a great idea. This carries a skull mask, balaclava, and a scrim net. I think it's 1.5 by 1.5 meter scrim net, Ozcam scrim net, that I use for a bandana. This carries my mozzie repellent, bug spray, whatever, which is in a pump form. You'll see that later on in the video of the camp that I use this pack on. And my sunscreen, which I also forgot last time, a packet of waterproof matches, a Gerber kit, a knife ridiculous, that's an Australian Defence Force military issued knife that I kept, and my torch is in there. And so that goes in there, and I can just grab it and grab whatever I want out of that, and it goes in any pack now. This is my ultralight cooking system. It's got an ultralight camp stove that I use, the little butane cartridges like that, rather than one of those big stoves. And it's got an adapter in that, and you'll see that as part of the video when I use this system. And you'll see a big review on this one. So this you'll probably see in about 3-4 different types of videos. I'll use this in this pack, I'll use this in this pack, I'll use it in my other 2 packs, and tell you whether or not an ultralight cook system is good or bad. And then I'll use one of those sort of stoves, and I'll use all the other sort of stoves as we go along. This is a US Marine Recon jungle hammock. You'll see that as part of the video. You'll also see that I stuffed up, put one of the cinches upside down, and fell out of it, busting the mozzie net. So there's a quick introduction to the systems you'll be looking at, and a little bit of interesting information with the different packs. I will recommend these sort of packs for young children to teenagers. You can carry a little bit of weight in them, but I'd recommend for people that are under 14 with non-muscle development and that. Put 5 kilos worth of kit in there, put a water bowl in there, a little bit of food, and let them carry their stuff sack or fart sack in there, and they'll be happy carrying that, 2-3 kilos worth of weight. These are more comfortable with the old style Alice frames that are on this pack too. I've used these with both the frames and not frames, and I find them more comfortable with the frames because my back's actually a little bit longer than the back plate, so I get more of it pulling backwards, and my lower back's not supported. Using it with the pack frame actually puts this bit here on my back, so it helps support the weight and distribute it over my back. So there's got a bit of interesting hints and tips. Like I said, the more you get comfortable with your kit, the more you adapt your kit to actually suit you, the more comfortable you are, the less likely you are to be injured or hurt yourself while carrying heavy loads or light loads or anything else. So please remember, do it safely. Don't try and be the hero and carry an 80 litre pack if you can only carry a 40 litre pack. Anyway, so there you are. There's the introduction to the kit, and enjoy the 2 camp out videos. Oh, and after that there'll be a question and answering. So if I don't answer your comments on Facebook, if I don't answer your comments on YouTube, or if I don't private message you, because I will private message people, a lot more than actually tending to comment back on Facebook. If I don't do that, I will do it in the Q&A. Every episode, from this episode to the last episode, or hopefully never have the last episode, we'll have questions and answers at the end, or comment section at the end. Enjoy yourself and get out there. Alright guys, hang on. We're off on our family adventure, pack marching south of Albert Beach. Right, we've got Pork Chop leading the rear with Gerard. Me and Monkey and Gwen are staying together. I've got 38 kilos, on my back in my pack. I've got over 20 litres of water. So this is going to be a test of just how much this cookie pack with the frame can handle with extra water in that. Now I've got 24 hours rations, Australian Army rations. All the des kit and that, I'll be doing a report about how well it blends in and that, and some photos with it. As part of this trip, we're doing a 3 cooker cook-off, gas versus metho versus hexamide, and we'll see what one's better, which one cooks the fastest, which one works the best but also can last out the camp duration. Now, this is an overnighter. I'm carrying all the water I'd carry for 24 hours on me, and that's all. I might top up and redo my cordial bottle, because I've got a cordial from the Rat Pack that I can use, but other than that I will not top up any of my water, and I'll try and top up like my 2 litre Camel Pack for walking out. One of the 2 litre water bowls in the morning, I'll tip it into that and fill it. That's why I'm carrying the South African Defence Force one. Yes, we do scout. I do recce's. Anyway, I'll just leave you with some video footage of the trail, looking back, forward, and all the scenery. Alright, to the right, Pops has driven, that's Pops' tracks there, those are quads. See? And you can tell I've been teaching my son how to track since he was young. Alright, we'll leave it here and we'll pick up when we find a campsite. Alright, here we go. Everything's set up now. Everything's back to being set up now. Monkey accidentally tripped over his wires and it went arse up. But as you can see, I've tried to make it so the wind goes through it easily. As you can see, it's a bit like a parachute at the moment. I think I might move it facing this way, angled that way. Anyway, a lot of wind, even though we've got that dune there, there's still a lot of wind coming in. But that's as it is. We're going to go for a quick walk, and then we'll be doing some photo shoots and that. But I won't take the camera this time, but we'll take the camera next walk, which will be in about half an hour to an hour anyway. So we'll go for about a walk, half an hour walk. come back, get some drinks, maybe a snack, and go and walk again. Alright, that's it. That's our camp. But like I said, I think that way there would be good. It seems to be holding. I've used sticks instead of the pegs, and I haven't pegged the back to allow it to openly open. But I thought, you know, with all this here and what Monkey's walking down would have protected, but it's not. It's actually creating like a hydrofoil effect. Anyway, that's the last update I'll do for a little while. Catch us later.
What do you have?
Okay. Graham from Will. Camp. Yep. Yeah, I don't know how well it breaks me up or not. I can't see behind the camera. Take a photo of how it disrupts your pattern in the bush while I'm on the east. So I'm trying to get some bush lunch. We've got some coconuts coming in the new draft.
I think my phone.
No, we're not taking them home.
I
Alright, anyway, we'll end the video. Have a good one, and let's see how this goes.
Just turn it off.
Just hit the record button, I think. This is for Mum. Say hello, Mum Gerard.
Hello, Mum.
No, it's on sunset. I thought I'd make a quick video for you, honey buns. He's loving his new shovel that I gave him. He's found a new purpose for it. It's not a shovel, it's a coconut opener. Everyone's down at the beach. He's bought the booze down here for the shovel. He's probably wanting to have a crap. I love you, honey. I miss you. And I can't wait to see you until tomorrow. Love you.
He went for a shovel.
Alright, good morning and welcome. We're all packing up. Monkey, we did swap the Zolt barn from facing that way to sitting like that, but it still fell over in the middle of the night. Monkey only slept with his mozzie net last night. He went commando, but he loved every minute of it. I had a couple of cicadas attack me. One here, I don't know where he went to, but then there was one up there, the husk has fallen off down there. I pulled the husk off a minute ago. So really it didn't fall off, but that's my setup. That's what I slept in. I was comfy until I got a bloody, one of these bloody things up my butt. I woke up, threw that away, then I went back to sleep, and then Gwen's quacking the puppies. Pork chop was there. He's not much there anymore. Pops is nearly packed up completely with Wombat. Tom, get your rod. Sorry for that. Well, not much left of my ration. I actually ate a lot of it. Had the cereal bar this morning. It was like a giant Fig Newton. that tasted very similar, but slightly undercooked. And that's about it. Weevils. Upside down. Stop it just before we get out of the bush.
Nah. Oh, you too.
Pack marching out. It's around, what's the time, pork chop? Nearly 10 o'clock? Oh, it's not even 9. 8:30, okay. Now I've still got a 2 litre camel pack, a 3 litre camel pack, I got a litre in one of my litre bottles. I got a half a quart bottle, oh no, sorry, half a litre bottle. No, nothing in the quart bottles. And we tipped out a third of the South African Defence Force one, and about a third of the square 2 litre bottle. So that's a lot of water we tipped out, and I'm carrying back. So that means we could go up here carrying all the water for 24 hours. After that, we'd have to capture water. Reason why we're heading out so early, Pop's forgot his insulin, he's a diabetic. Pop's packed up early this morning and left, and the kids have no spare water. So isn't that lovely? Anyway, I'll see you later. Have a good one. See ya. Hello campers. Right, that's my pack for the weekend. It weighs 20 kilos. I've got 10 litres of water, the 2 litre camel pack, 4 litres on the outside, one there, one there, one there, one there, and two 2 litres right here. One's actually Powerade that I've made up for the weekend. I'm using my hammock system this time. I got a hammock system, the Recon hammock, US Marine jungle hammock, for my birthday. Thank you, my love. And that's going to be my pack system for the weekend. At this present time, my thoughts about it, before we get walking, I've already walked around the backyard for about 10-20 minutes as it was packed yesterday. It's pretty wide. It's twice my width this way, if that makes sense, and it's wider than my shoulders. So this is the biggest pack I've ever used. My thoughts is it's slightly comfortable, but yeah, it's just not my kettle of fish. I do prefer other packs, especially like the Australian cookies pack when you can load them out like that. These are Happy Campers. Pork chop, you know, he's rear safety. Got wombat in the middle safety, and monkey and wild. Okay, we're going to head out and catch you down where we're going to camp. Right, it's 34 degrees. Look, the camera to look at me.
It is.
Alright, it's 34 degrees Celsius. As we're walking, the humidity is roughly 65%, 70%. It's a little overcast today. My pack weighs 20 kilos. Everybody else's pack weighs from anywhere from 5 to 15 and a half kilos. This pack is comfortable to walk in and that sort of stuff. I don't have a problem with it. It's just bulky. Quite a nice pack, even with the old Ellis frame. You alright on that?
Yes.
That's the pack, I like that. Do that. Jump. Right. And this tube here you can drink out of. Don't forget the camel pack, keep the hydration up. Okay, cool. So, you can tell it if you want. Pandanus palms, you can eat the crowns of them. Unfortunately, it kills the tree. You can also eat, when they're in fruit, you can eat the little almonds. There's a fig. No, that's a cocky apple. That's a cocky apple tree. Alright, we've made it to camp. This is where we're going to set up today. We got plenty of room. This is a tent expedition for them. I'm using my Recon hammock. I'm going to be situated here. This is why I'm making a quick video. And I'll be putting this on as part of the video, the full video. Please pick your rubbish up and don't throw it all around. And we've got vodka bottles and everything. I've got no alcohol. That one there in the blue shirt that's looking at me square on is the only one, other than my father, who's just turned up, that's old enough to drink. Okay? There's rubbish here. Please, for the love of Pete, clean up. It's not that hard. Anyway, I just thought I'd make a quick video. I'm actually just found a better spot to set up my hammock, which will be in between these two trees. I just need to take out these low branches here. Alright, so yeah, just do everyone a favour. Don't leave your rubbish lying around. I'll take that and bury it later. Bye. Okay, this is the Marine Jungle Recon hammock. It's got a heavy canvas floor, a nylon light waterproof sun protection, and the Mozzie net all in one. I've added these ropes here for suspension, and that's it. Very basic setup. It was right down in the bottom of my pack. I could have went into the side and got it out of the tube. This doesn't have a tube for your fart sack. It's just got a side opening here that you can get into the bottom of the pack. But I chose to get it out of the top because I've got to unpack everything and all that sort of stuff. They are the two bottles I had in the radio pack area of the pack. Thank you very much, Honey Buns, for this one. This one's great. I like this one, and because it's clear, I get to see my intake of Powerade. But as you can see, I've cleaned up the tree as neatly as possible with my gullet. I'm going to run from there, that branch there, to that branch there, and once it's set up, I'll give you a look. Right, so here it is. It's all set up. Now I have one of these cinches upside down, and I flipped it when I was testing it when I had just the bottom set up. Make sure you get your cinches set up properly in the right side, and that the ropes are sitting the proper way. Otherwise you flip them, and accidentally my boot, with all its big thingies, tore a hole in the Mozzie net. So sorry, honey. I've sprayed the hole in that with Mozzie repellent. As you can see, it's slightly funny looking colour. I've just sewn up the hole a bit with fishing line. That will hold. I'm just gonna, when I get home, sew that area. Other than that, it fits me. It just fits me, shoulder to shoulder wise. The field manual recommends you put sticks in and you'll push them out and that sort of stuff. I just find it a bit more stable like this. I had it in the backyard without them, and it sort of swung a little bit more than what it is just in the wind there. It does do that when you're in it. These are all bungee loops, so as you can see, I've got a center ridge line using the bungee cord to pull tight like that, just to give me a bit of a shelter, not just from the sun, but a little bit of dew and that sort of stuff. And as you can see, I've just pulled out the corners with a bit of hoochie cord or whatever I had, a little paracord. This is my pack I'm using. As you can see, I'm using my ultralight pot, and stove and everything is in there, and that's a mug. And I've got these for measuring. These are measuring cups and that pop out. I don't have anything that uses that. This is my rations for the weekend. Just someone going past on a motorbike. These are the gas canisters that my ultralight stove runs off of. They do run off of these or the big cartridges. You can set it up either way. The stuff sack 1, that's my spare clothing. Stuff sack 2, underwear and socks, plus my 2 hats, my skivvy, beanie, skull mask, you'll see a little later on, and my bandana, or my cam net that I wear as a bandana. So yeah, this is just basically everything I put in there other than the water bottles and that. Now I carried an extra hoochie to set up for an area to eat, which the kids are now doing. As you heard, we need the lighter. I need to go and light the stove in a sec. Med kit's up there, so that's out of the top of my pack. And these are just water bottles, and there's an Australian Cups canteen in there with that water bottle. That's what I'm going to be using for all my cooking, for the hot food, say I've got 2 noodle packs, like Hokkien noodle packs. You can see them in there. They're the sauces and the rices that came with them, not the noodles, sorry. The rices that came with them are these. So I'm going to give them a go for dinner tonight. I'll eat one, and if I'm still a bit hungry, I'll eat the second one. This is going to be for my water. This is my ultralight kit, so that's going to be in my ultralight pack with this hammock. All up, it's going to weigh about 5 kilos maximum, and that's it. That's my ultralight pack sorted. I've pretty much got everything done. So you'll see these ones here. The stuff sacks will be in there for my clothes. That's my cooking gear. So I'll boil water. I'll be having freeze-dry food with my ultralight kit. Boil the water and that's why I got the measurers. Measuring out the water quantities that each part of the meal needs. Anyway, like I said, it's a big pack. It is humongous. It is. They reckon it's a 100-litre pack with the side pouches. I don't have the side pouches, so it's roughly what a 90, 80-litre pack. It is huge, bulky. Other than the bulk, I like the pack. It's very comfortable. It's easy to walk with. At 20 kilos, it was perfect. I wouldn't be putting any much more than 20 kilos, otherwise it will start pulling back more, causing you to have all issues of back trouble and that sort of stuff. Just make sure you have the right weighted pack for you. If you can't pick it up with both arms, and people suggest one arm, but I'm suggesting 2 arms. If you can't lift it with 2 arms, it can be slightly heavier than just 1 arm carry. Don't carry it unless you're going to prepare yourself. You've got to train for these things. We're doing 40-minute yomps at the moment. Average person walks 5 kilometers an hour. So what, 3 click? It took us half an hour, 40 minutes. Gradually build up yourself for the longer treks, longer hikes. If you can't carry a tent in your pack, try something like this, an ultralight kit. Just because you can't carry a heavy piece of kit doesn't mean there's not another piece of kit out there for you. This is my ultralight kit. It's just generally going to be for an overnight trip, such as tonight, where I want to carry multiple systems, you know, because I've carried another stove in, I've carried another hoochie and that sort of stuff. So this is my pack for that sort of thing, a decent sort of setup. And there's the guy on the bike. And then you can see the kids eating, feeding their cases. Wombat's over there with Pops. Pops is all set up. He's got his ultralight hiking dome that we bought him for Christmas. We bought him 2 tents for Christmas, one big one and one small ultralight one, which is about the size of this. These are $20 at Coles. $20, and it's a 2-person ultralight hiking tent, which later on next year, because it's coming up to the end of this year, this video will be in next year, so in January 2018 it'll be uploaded to YouTube, and parts of this will be uploaded in the next week or a couple of days to Facebook. But that's an ultralight tent. It fit. Wild got a little hiking 40-litre Caribbean hiking pack, and it fit in there, strapped to the front. It wasn't pretty looking, but it did. That's Wombat's tent he got for Christmas, and that's Gerard's tent. Now that's $35, I think it is, from Woolworths. That's the bigger brother to that tent there. So if you're after a cheap, affordable, little camping, hiking tent, pick up one of them. That was carried out in a pack. That was carried in a pack, and that was carried in a pack. And obviously these two was carried in a pack. So this is more how comfortably can you go hiking. If you didn't want to carry all the water like I did today, and you wanted, say, a 10 kilo or so difference, say cut my 6 litres of water out, that's 6 kilos. So say around about 14-ish kilos. You wanted about 14-ish kilos packed. You could have easily brought one of those tents out instead of this sleeping system with that. So think about your surroundings, think about your area. I brought this because I really wanted to test it. My hike tent, I slept in the backyard with my hike tent. It's really beautiful, I love it. It kept me nice and warm during the night, even though it is summer. But I didn't actually use a fart sack. I actually ended up lying on top of mine, and then towards the morning, just draping it over me, sort of thing. It is a good tent in that, but for sandy areas, because it requires tent pegs and that sort of stuff, it's not a standalone tent like any of these where they've got their own frame. This thing's got a light frame, two sort of half rings over top of it. It's a 3 seasons hike tent. It just wouldn't be good for the sand. The sand, it'd pull all the pickets out and flop down, and I'd have nothing but trouble. So I wanted to test this one here. I'll use the hike tent in another place. I'm going to start going early January, late January. Probably late January, because I've got a kayak trip I'm going to do on in February. So anyway, that's just a quick update. That's set up and that, and I'll go and get the lunch and that sort of stuff for the guys. Have a good one. Alright, so we're cooking and that. That's the new stove, new piezo ignition stove on top of that bottle there. Now that came with my ultralight kit. It fits in that. You see that orange container there in that bag? It fits in there. Alright, and this is the system I brought. This is my old stove, just connected to this system here. This is the adapter that runs off of these ones. Alright, so I can run either stove on one of those bottles, or let me just find a point where I can put it and film at the same time. I'm sort of my own cameraman at the moment, guys. Right, you just put it in there if you can see that, and you just clip it up like that, and it's on its own little stand, which makes it a bit more stable for the little pot to sit on. And that's my ultralight hiking kit, and you're going to see a little bit of it in the next couple of months anyway. So these are the rices. I'm going to eat these, one of these for lunch, and probably one for dinner. Now these are the Heximine stoves. They work great. Make sure you clear out an area for your fire or whatever you're doing.
The tablets seem great.
Yeah, the tablets, if Monkey just lifts his up for a minute, watch the handles, they'll be hot. Yeah, use a bit of plastic. You can tell he's a bush kid. The tablets just break them up a little and they burn a lot better. But they are susceptible to turning off by a wind. We don't have any metho stoves here this time. We did use them last time. They were a long heat, mild heat, but uncontrollable, so to speak. These are a bit more controllable. You can break one tablet into a quarter and only use a quarter, and at low heat, that sort of thing. But as you can see, they boil water in that and do cook. Anyway, I love this little ultra hike system. That sits in this pack here, which has, I'll just quickly go through the system. That I carry. That pot to boil water, so if I want to eat something or drink something hot, I can boil the water in that. There's my mug my beautiful wife got me. My spoon, these little pop out measurers, a Scara and a Fred, and that's my ultralight hike kit. That's my eating and drinking part done. For my ultralight camp, because I could, I brought the cups ridiculous that I usually eat out of for cooking the rice and that meals, because I know I'm going to have to put them in there to cook them rather than trying to boil them in water and heat them that way. Anyway, have a good one. That's just a little bit of an update on stoves and what we've got so far, what I'm testing, that sort of thing. So, have a good one. Okay, quick update. I got some water on the boil for a cup of coffee. Okay, I got my lunch and that sorted. I'm going to use a bit of condensed milk to give me a bit of sweetening, and we've got these old UHT milk, so I'm going to use mine this morning, today. Never underestimate how much food you're going to eat. One of the biggest things that is done, this is a tip, is you underestimate. The average human being consumes 8,700 kilojoules a day, in average healthy human being. So if you're doing hiking that, it's fair to say that you're going to eat more than that. Now, I don't generally eat half of this, probably half of this at home, so a day. So, you know, when you're going bush and that, you're going to need to keep your strength up, and if you don't have your fuel for your body, you're going to starve it of the energy it needs. So do some research into how much you would think you would consume, and go from there. Try eating 8,700 kilojoules a day hiking, but also add a little bit extra. So, work on that rough estimate of how much you're going to eat. Anyway, I'll let you go.
Peace out.
Cooking mac and cheese. Anyway.
Okay.
It's still recording. Okay, so this is what the teriyaki chicken rice thing, 1 cup in the sachet, looks like. It's chicken and shiitake mushrooms, and it's really nice. When you're eating this sort of food, make sure you heat it up when hiking and that. And the reason why we heat the food up is not so it's properly cooked and so we don't get sick and that. It's actually more because it warms it up to a temperature we can digest quicker. Okay, so think about it. I know it might be a hot day, but warm it up a bit. It helps your body digest that food. A cup of tea, it's not a cup of tea, it's a cup of coffee. It's these Robert Tim's coffee bags. I just used the condensed milk. I didn't use the ultra hot UHT milk, which is called UHT. But these are worthwhile checking out. That and a sachet, one of those silver sachets right there, and you've got yourself a decent little meal. 2 if you're a really heavy eater. I'll eat this. This is my lunch. I'll probably have a muesli bar, and then when I get hungry, it's say about 3 o'clock, because we're going to be running around that. You've probably seen in the footage. There's a plastic AK-47 at my camp. That's actually so the kids have got them in their tents at the moment. And we're going to run around in the bush shooting each other and pretending and having a bit of fun. So you'll probably get a bit of footage from that too. I'll probably set the camera up, press record and that while we're running around, and you'll probably see someone dart past and that sort of thing. So anyway, I just thought I'd also share that hint about warming your food up. It helps with digestion and that sort of thing. Brilliant stove. This is the first time I've used it out bush. I used it once in the backyard making a pot of tea. Just boiled it in the... Where's my pot? There it is. Boiled a tea in there and poured a cuppa. That was late at night once when me and the kids were sleeping out when I used my hiking tent. But anyway, yeah. Please remember, warm up your food and make sure you've got enough food, especially in the tropics that we live in. Not many people would know just how much our bodies burn while we're walking, just walking, and doing, foraging. If you're doing a campfire, foraging for camp, putting your tent up, that sort of thing, clearing out the area so you can set your tent up. All requires energy. Make sure you've got enough energy. Lack of three things: sleep, food, and water are the three main causes for survival situations, believe it or not, because your brain's not working properly, because it's lacking in something. Even lacking sleep, water, food, and there's a fourth one, I can't remember it now, but the fourth one also can lead to survival situations. But make sure you've prepared enough to you've got enough water. You're not dehydrating yourself doing something. Making sure you've got enough water for that level of activity and all that sort of stuff. Food. Making sure you get a comfortable night's sleep. It's only one night, yeah, but you still need a decent night's sleep. Otherwise, you make poor decisions and pay the price for it. Someone can be hurt. You can be severely hurt, especially up here in the northern tropics and that, where we have got the sun. It's hot. It's appropriate clothing, that sort of thing. I've got a hammock now, which means I can wear shorts while hiking, that sort of thing. I don't need long pants because I'm not sleeping on the ground all the time. So in the heat and that, I'll be using two systems predominantly in the heat. My Hutchie systems and the hammock system. So anyway, like I said, just prepare yourself a bit. I got a little scare. I cut off a sponge and a scarer, and I go down to the creek, fill up a little bit of water and that sort of thing, wash my dishes out, keep them clean. I'll be using salt water today. I don't generally do. I usually rinse it out straight after using the salt water, but plenty of water. Anyway. Oh, who says you can't live comfortably? Because I don't want to, drag them backwards and forwards. I've just made up a little rack, simple, using my Golok. That's a small stick, and there's a little clippy thing there, alligator clip, whatever they call. And my cup's canteen is nice and clean, as you can see. Pots hanging there, cups hanging there. The tarp's up here, and this is our little cooking area. As you can see, I try and get it tidy and that sort of stuff, but some of the kids are just not neat freaks, I guess. But yeah, keep storing. I've stored my rubbish underneath that stove so it doesn't float away, because I know I'm going to need that bag again. I've put my food back into my pack, but the stoves are here. Obviously someone's just finished eating and ran off. But yeah, shovel handy. A nice little camp spot. Communal sort of area. I know that tarp could be a bit better, but I'm up here. I was going there, but I don't have enough cordage to go across to that branch there, so I've gone up there. But yeah, my hammock is all ready to go. Anyway, I will be running around shortly out there with the kids when it cools down a bit. So there we are. We got access to the beach that way. That way's home, or to the car really, and then home. Then out there is just nothing but scrub for a little while until you hit the road going back there. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah. It's recording.
When walking in a desert arid environment, always pick the path of less resistance. Meaning, the more compacted area. Don't go into the softer stuff. You'll chew your muscles out. Alright? The cameraman, my son Wombat, he's walking backwards uphill. Alright? If you get to a hilly area, lean forward a little. This actually moves your center of weight, meaning center of gravity, from here a little forward, which helps your feet get a bit more grip, because your feet will dig in more. So this is moving out in the open, as you can see, no shade. You always pick a shaded area to stop and hydrate in. So I'm not going to walk where it's really soft. When walking through scrub, don't go through here if you can find a clear area, like up here. It's more clearer than the way I was going. Always find less resistance. The more harder, less resistance. The more harder it is for you to get where you're going, the more you're going to be sucking on your go juice, and the more buggered you're going to be at the end of the day. And you don't want to wear yourself out walking around, especially in this heat. Morning. Had a decent night's sleep in that. I woke up once. There was a car going past. There's a trail just behind the tents there. About 4:30 this morning. So I went past with a boat trailer. So it woke me up and I went for a pee. It was quite comfortable, but it should have been a bit tighter. It's a little baggy. I know it's only because the point from point A to point B is loose. I need to get a further apart tree, I guess. But it was very comfortable, very good night's sleep. I didn't get annoyed by mozzies. Slept well. I didn't get the chance to take a just before bed video like I was going to this time. But that was only because I didn't have my torch. I lent it to somebody else as they forgot theirs. Anyway, I'm going to go and have breakfast. Bye. Alright, we're about to bug out. It's getting up 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. It's a very muggy day today, so we're going to leave earlier than planned, only to beat the heat, because it is in the middle of summer. Anyway, that's it. We've left our camp the way we found it, a little bit more cleaner because of the rubbish. Yes, I know, the coconut husks. What can I say? Gerard loves coconut. Alright, anyway, slept really well in the hammock, more better than what I expected. You know, it's a sad thing leaving camp because you feel like you're leaving part of yourself behind. However, I gotta skedaddle home. So, we'll leave you this one final thought. Get out there and have fun. Catch us later.
That's also look.
Hi and welcome to Q&A. Very quickly, a good shout out to Amon Vitman. All people that check out that page and that, you'll notice that one of the guys on that channel is called Amon Vitman. He's a World War II reenactor, a good friend of mine from Townsville. His real name's Michael. Hopefully you don't mind me giving your first name away. I got some kit off him at the end of the last year. This was one of the things. It's a Mark III helmet or a 3A helmet. this is the one that I used, well not actually the one that I used, but the actual type I used in the military with the same type of cover. So it's brilliant. I can actually show my kids what sort of helmet I used in the military as opposed to trying to explain it, because I've got a lot of World War II stuff and Vietnam machine stuff and that. I don't have a modern helmet. Now I do. Thanks for the other kit. I have tried those cam pants, the new Australian Defence Force ones. Brilliant. Love them. I cut up an old 1x1 jigsaw mat puzzle thing that I use for flipping, and that has some holes and that sort of stuff. We do some martial arts training in the backyard, and we use the mats for softening. Anyway, I cut one of them up and added them into the knees. I went hiking in them. Absolutely great pants. The Velcro things at the back, I've noticed has elastic. I would have preferred that to be like the old style where they had the just the straps with the Velcro on them, or the button style. And they were both good systems. Yeah, okay. Why am I picking on that? Well, the elastic can go, therefore by degrading it you'll have to either replace the elastic or they're not going to be any good. But other than that, they're brilliant pants. And I noticed that through the camouflage patterns there's the Australian Defence Force too, which I thought was cool. The shirt's very comfortable on that. I wore it on my Molly chest rig. I don't have any pouches on that on the Molly chest rig, and that I'm doing one up for survival kit, as in my bare minimum what I would carry in a survival situation. And I'll be doing camp videos and that in later on this year, and as one of these episodes, I'll be doing a bush survival episode, I guess you would call it, every couple of months. Anyway, Davo, a mate of mine, Davo, you'll see him on Wild at War as well. He's a good friend of mine from school, and he's asked a question on Facebook about me trying freeze-dried rations or freeze-dried food. I've had backcountry cuisine and another lot that I got from Camping World here in Air. I've noticed BCF as well as Anaconda stock, this other company that makes freeze-dried, and so there's another company up in Townsville. I was up in Townsville yesterday. I've had both companies. I do enjoy them. They're very good. I take them mostly in my ultralight pack up in the mountains and that, where I can get water very quickly and very easily, and using sterilizing solution, and that sterilizes the water from cooking with it. I can boil it for 10 minutes and use it then as well. Considering freeze-dried food, all the preparations generally boil anyway, as people will generally know. I've had the Australian Defence Force rations, freeze-dried rations, and that, and they're pretty good. A little bland. Some of them were, especially the older ones back in the late 80s, early 90s, were very, I didn't really enjoy them. The older backcountry cuisines were a bit funny. They were hit and miss. I find it with myself, I get heartburn with the yogurt ones. There was the yogurt, and usually, I think it is, for backcountry cuisine, you make up a little sachet of yogurt using 50 mils of water, and then you put the rest of the water into the main sachet, stir it up and let it stand, because the milk powder and that soaks everything up, and the fruit and all that soaks all the water up, and then you add the yogurt to it and mix it through. I ended up with heartburn eating that one. That was the breakfast menu one. So I have tried them. I do like them. I do enjoy them. But you'll see me trying other types of food and that, because I've spent military time, and growing up, as you know, Davo, we've had ration packs, and that I took you camping back when we were 14 and that. And we always had ration packs and that sort of stuff, and that sort of stuff. So I'm trying to break out of that sort of stuff and go into what's readily available on the market as well, and that's easily accessible, from backcountry cuisine to even just going up and designing your own ration pack, and that range. But still, that's a lot of money for something that you're only going to use over a 24-hour period. So I'm also looking at other stuff and to give you guys an idea of what you can actually do here in Australia. And I'll be looking at doing snow, that sort of stuff. So you'll see a lot of different food being used by me over the next years, from MREs, that sort of thing. So I do a Russian cold war specnos. So I will be doing a review on the Russian MREs, and I'll be doing an American, a special episode for the American as well. I'll be substituting stuff for the Russian guy from other countries that were around Russia during the Cold War, when they actually absorbed the equipment from those other countries. So don't panic if I don't have strictly what would be Russian. Being special forces in any country, you're allowed to customise your kit and carry any defence force member here in Australia can, as long as they get approved by the CSM. So if you wanted to customise your pack from the issued pack to another pack you bought, and you get the okay to use it, you can use it, because that system's for you to use and feel. The more comfortable you are using that system, the more likely you are to enjoy your job. So that's another question I got from somebody else, I don't remember. So who it was. So this is why I'm saying my systems are done up for myself. In the camp that you'll see that I've done with the Ozpack, you'll see that I've actually carried it pretty much to spec of what the military would tell you to pack it as. And I'll be doing a camp next month, and it'll go on one of either the third or fourth episode of Base Camp Bravo, and it will also be put up what I'm going to carry. I'll have pictures and that sort of stuff of what I carry in my Ozpack and how I carry it in my Ozpack. And the reason being is I familiarise myself with that pack and use that system just for that pack. And you'll see me trying other bits and pieces of kit that I'm not normally carrying, and I'll say that when I'm camping with the kit, or when I give you an introduction to the kit. Hey, I don't usually use this, I usually use this is why I use this, and this is why I use that. But like I said, keep the questions coming. I'm enjoying reading a couple of the questions I've gotten so far. I've had some support from people. Like I said, Michael, I'm sorry I didn't do this video will be uploaded straight to Facebook as well as part of the Base Camp Bravo video. Like I'd say, I wanted to do a special video introducing some of the new kit and thanking people for their support from last year. It's the 3rd of January 2018. Happy New Year, everyone. I didn't get around to doing that video. I do apologise. I had a lot of people to thank for a lot of different reasons. It was just easier for me to just type out something and try and not babble on so much. No, I do have a tendency to babble, so if I do and it bugs you, just put it in the comments. Hey, can you stop babbling so much? Yeah, so hopefully there'll be some really cool kit that you haven't seen used. If you've seen it and you use it a certain way, throw me a PM on Facebook or whatever. Hey, how about using this? Have you tried this? And I'll put it in questions and answering. Or I would like to use this sort of water bowl. If it's a water bowl, I'm not going to go out of my way to buy expensive civilian water bowls. I have over 20 litres of water. I can carry up to 20 litres of water with just my water bottles. I own Osprey M85 NATO water bottles. I own Australian Defence Force water bottles. I own 2-litre South African Defence Force water bottles. I'm trialling other couple of water bottles that I've been interested in the civilian market. And when I get my civilian off-light pack, one of my things I'm going to be trialling, I've noticed there's a water bowl, a civilian water bowl, and it's got the filter built into the top, so you can filter out your water I do tips and reviews and hints and that sort of stuff. If you really want me to do a gear review, a full gear review on a piece of kit, pop me a question, and I'll sit there and say, well, is that worth it? And I'll actually address it. If I don't actually do a gear review on a certain thing, I'll say, hey, whoever it was, I didn't want to do a review on this here. I know this person here's used the kit. I'm not interested in using that kit. Go and check it out on this page, or whatever the case may be. If I've got no question in that, and I do a gear review specifically for that one person, I'll actually mention it at the start of that gear review. So like I said, what are you waiting for? Get up and get out of there. And on that note, thank you for watching episode 1 of Base Camp Bravo. Join me for episode 2. I'm your host, Graham Jones.